Guys, you already know what time it is. It is time for our beautiful verses. It's February. Lakes are starting to finally thin out for me, so hopefully I get some open water fishing. But we got the Hendrix Fishing Premium Custom Lures versus the Dark Horse Tackle box. Let's dive in. Let's see who's got the better box for February. You guys, if you've been here before, you know how we judge them. If not, things we look at. Variety of baits, bang for buck. Number one thing I look for is fishability. What can I take to the lake and just start fishing and not necessarily have to bring a whole lot more tackle? So, first things first, if you missed it on the channel, we've already reviewed the Hendrix box. So I'm gonna quickly go through the Hendrix fishing box for you guys. Excuse me, hiccups, apologize. Quickly go through the Hendrix fishing box for you. And then we'll dive into Dark Horse. I haven't even opened that one yet myself. So, from a newer company that I absolutely fall in love with, D&K Custom Baits. We got these jig heads and these grubs, which pair up beautifully. Curly tail go up there. So those were two amazing baits right off the bat. We have a military-owned company, Fall Guy Baits. He threw in the Speed Crop in black and blue. We love those. Our guy over at Tech Baits gave us the 3-inch Parasite in a custom color. From Yount Custom Lures, we got this amazing lipless for springtime. Also good springtime color from Walton Fishing Baits. Scented and great, by the way, smell amazing. We got these Fire Craw paddle tails there. And the big thing we got out of the box from Cellar Baits, we've got the Bling Rig, which is their version of an A-Rig, as well as the Bling Rig Kit, which is these guys here. So we got this beautiful umbrella rig, allows up to 5 baits, nice jig. Came with 3 jig heads with hooks, as well as 2 dummy rigs. So depending on where you live, you can make sure you can rig it up properly. Those Walton fishing baits or those grubs would be perfect on here. So, solid box. We'll get this stuff back in here, out of the way. Love it, love it, love it. You guys know my feelings on the Hendrix fishing box. Overall, I think that was solid, but let's see how it compares. Dark Horse Fishing. Let's grab the knife. All right. Let's see what we got, guys. Okay. First things first, opening up, we got ourselves, it looks like, okay, I kind of like it, it's fun. Dark Horse Nation from Dark Horse Tackle, Be Mine. They kind of made like a little Valentine's Day card. Shows us what we got, pricing. We'll touch base on that card here in a sec. Super excited. They've also started their own podcast called DHT Live. Nothing wrong, guys, but check out Fish Talk. You know, it's a better podcast featuring yours truly. We plan to have it on all podcast platforms by mid-February. Right now, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Scan the QR code with your smartphone camera to watch or listen. So, I'll have to check them out. Like I said, I like a good podcast, but check out Fish Talk. We got some great small companies on there. But I do want to point out, last month, we had an issue with Dark Horse Tackle. Their pricing was a little interesting on the card. Now, if you notice, it gives pricing and then plus shipping and handling. So they don't even list how much the total is. But enough of that. You guys mostly care about the baits. Let's dive in. First thing we got is a kind of that Mega Bass style. This is from Dark Corner Custom Crankbaits, DC Blue Jack. Pull this guy out here. They say this guy, $12 plus shipping and handling. It's about right for a crankbait. I'll give them that. Drop the bag. I don't like those plastic bags. Check that guy out there. Very simple paint job. Nothing wrong with that by any means. Paint feels smooth. Every quality's good. Hooks are sticky. I like it. It's a very simple bait. Definitely we need to fish it in some clean water. Very, very clear, simplistic. Blank seems decent. Lip seems good, so obviously we'll see when I fish it, see how true it swims. But solid crankbait to start. Then, I feel like we get a jig every time, guys. It's okay. But this is from Deeks Jigs. Deeks jigs. I don't know what kind of jig this is, but let me show you guys here. It's got a little gold head to it, a little different coloring there. If you guys know what kind of jig this would be, let me know. I don't know what kind of jig this would be down in the comments, but I mean, it's not a bad jig. I just feel like I get jigs all the time from it. Ooh. Wow. Okay, they had to throw this in. I've gotten this before in a Monster Bass box. Love it. Didn't know they had this color though. This is from Catch. It's a tungsten jack slap blade is what they call it. I don't know, they just call it gold, nickel, or paint. This is their painted. It's a 1/3 of an ounce one. Love this bait. Love it, love it, love it. We were catching a bunch of crappie. We caught some bass on it. This is actually something I want to try next ice season and jig under the water. But love this style bait. I have the, I guess, nickels, what they call it, an all silver one there. Love this one, how it's got kind of more of like that pink stripe, kind of like a troutish strap kind of style going there. Love this bait. Okay, I'll give them props. That's a good bait there. Last item. So make sure I did that right. 1, 2, 3. There's only 4 items again. And they say the Catch Outdoors Jack Slap is $6.99 to $7.98. That's about right. I've been on their site. Plus shipping and handling. Depends on which style you get. If you get their basics or you get their painted. So painted's a little bit more expensive. And then the jig's a $5 jig. Last thing from Martin's Custom Baits LLC, made in the USA, 3/8 ounce. I'm gonna pull this here and then I'm gonna open it up and show you guys the box here, but you guys gotta see some of the detail on this. Nice spinner bait, absolutely love it. They call it the Northern Forge spinner bait. Northern Forge, excuse me. Reading's hard sometimes, guys. So let me get this open. I got a knife. There we go. Let's be smart about it. Wow, okay. I love the colors. Looks sharp. Good wire gauge. But let me show you what's on both blades here. This is something I haven't seen done. Ooh. So it's got a little bit of like a goldish greenish color to it, and then they put their logo in their blades. They did it on the bottom one there as well. So double willow blade. I like this color. This will be getting thrown. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. Redeemed themselves after last month, I will say that. So, let's review. Bang for buck. Bang for buck, I'm gonna have to give to Hendrix. The box is a hair pricier, but you do get a lot more stuff jam-packed in. So that is nice. Let's also touch base on, okay, which one had the more unique or eye-catching bait. And that one's tough. That one's tough. And that's just, this is gonna be my opinion, guys. It's tough because that A-rig, that is a huge thing. I love that. I love how they integrated that. That's gonna be something great to try. I love how they included the kit with it and they included a bait that would work with it. So that was awesome. The reason I say it's tough is because I absolutely love this bait. I love this company. So having this thrown in there, I'm gonna put it as a tie. Some of you guys are probably booing, disagreeing. I get it. Saying one's better than the other, but it's a tie. I do like, this kind of stood out. I like some originality on it, but I'm gonna put it as a tie. Last thing, and it's the biggest thing, would be fishability. Now, fishability. Let's just start with the Dark Horse tackle. The jack slap blade, boom, it's ready to go. Don't need anything else, you're good to go there. You can kind of cover a variety of the water column, catch some different fish with it. Anything from panfish up to your bigger sport fish. Nice S-crank, good size, color's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Once again, cover a different style of the water column, different color pattern. Jig, but nothing to go with it. But I've got plenty of tackle, so not a big deal. But for someone that doesn't have a bunch of tackle, they're gonna need some soft plastics or something to throw on as a trailer. I guess you don't have to, it does help the presentation. And then a spinner bait, like we said, don't need a trailer necessarily, you can just throw this by itself and that's good. So, fishability, if we did a 1 to 5 fishability, I'd give them a 3. Because it's fishable, but you might need a couple things. By a couple, I mean maybe a couple soft plastics. Variety-wise, it's okay, so I'd give it a 3. Now, let's touch base with the Hendrix fishing box. I'm gonna give them the win for the fishability. Because A, you've got a different variety of soft plastics that can be either put on, I'm not giving them a 5, I'm gonna give them a 4. They can be put on the jig head. I think the jig head's just a hair heavy for a couple of soft plastic baits. You've got that A-rig, which will be something neutral with all the proper equipment and some baits to go with it. You got a lipless, which is fishable right off the box. So I would give them a 4, I'd give them a 3 in terms of fishability. And because of that, my overall box win, I'm gonna say is gonna go to Dark Horse Tackle. Wow, I held the card up. Hendrix Fishing, I was looking at their box. Hendrix Fishing is gonna get the overall win. Sorry guys, I'm sorry for the confusion. But I would like to follow up with Dark Horse Tackle. Their box was much better than last month. You guys checked out last month's. They definitely stepped up. I appreciate the baits this month. It was definitely a close one. What really kind of lost them though this month would be bang for the buck. I wouldn't mind if their box was just a hair bigger, got a few more baits, and I paid closer with the Hendrix Fishing box. I believe their box is $25 plus $5 shipping. I believe, I can't remember. And then the Hendrix Fishing box is, I'm gonna say, closer to that $40 range. So I wouldn't mind if this thing was closer to 35, 40 bucks, got a couple more baits. But bang for the buck, and then that little bit extra fishability and uniqueness won it for me with the Hendrix. But Dark Horse Tackle definitely stepped their game up this month. So, guys, comments are gonna be fun with this one. Let me know below. What are your thoughts on the two companies? What are your thoughts on who won? What bait really stood out to you? And let's start it. Let's see what you guys can talk about. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I don't think either one was horrible. Like I said, these are my opinions. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys think. And as always, guys, good luck on the water, and I hope to see you out there.